Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you guys caught that short or not, but it was a small electronic piece like this. It is a ignition module for a 1988 Chevy K1500 flatbed, and it goes under the distributor, and if it goes out, it usually either takes your fuel or your spark. This time, when this one went bad, it took my pulse for startup. You could pour gas down the intake, and it would fire, and it would start up and stay running. I guess the part of this that went bad was the part that made the injectors pulse while on startup. But today, we're going to get started on that. And I'm going to reposition the camera so you can see, and we'll get started. One other thing that I wanted to add is that you're going to need some dielectric grease. The dielectric grease goes on the bottom of the ignition module right here. It helps insulate it from heat. I've put one or two of them on without it, and they burn up. I don't know exactly what it does and helps, but it makes all the difference in the world. And you want to put a little bit on these two prongs, and you want to put a little bit on the plug-ins in here. And I will have that already pre-done before we get started here. Alright guys, as you can see here, I've already taken off my air cleaner here. Mine's a little different from everybody else's. Essentially, I'll try to put it together here real quick. Essentially, this lays down on here like this, and this hose right here plugs into that. And on mine, this is what it looks like. You take the center nut off, pull it off just like that, unhook this vacuum hose, and you slide this whole piece out. Now, as I stated in other videos, I think, when you take that off there, you want to make sure that you don't lay it on your battery. I've been there, I've done that. It makes for quite a show. Weird stuff starts to happen. But now that we're this far, I want to go ahead, and what you'll need to do is you'll want to take off this spark plug wire right here. Let me move that out of the way. This spark plug wire right here. This one. So that way you can get your socket, ratchet, screwdriver, what have you. And today, I'm using a what is it? It's a 5.5 millimeter Power Torque, O'Reilly's brand, and the good old DeWalt 20 volt impact. Makes really quick work of this. I do recommend taking your plugs out first. Unplugging it first, because once you get all that loose, it's really hard, and those wires are really brittle. That being said, also, you want to be careful around your injectors. Anytime this type of stuff has been exposed to this much petroleum, the rubber, plastic, what have you, gets really brittle, and it could break. If the wind blows just right, it'll break. So if you're up in here like this, you want to watch out for brake lines, watch your feet, watch your footing, stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna try to put the camera down here so you can see what plugs to unplug. If you can see down through here, you'll see this plug, and you'll see this plug right here. Well, the wires, they vary per vehicle, Go ahead and take this one out. They may be really brittle because depending on the age of your vehicle, that they're exposed to extreme heat and extreme cold. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take my coil wire off too as well. I'm going to take it off from the distributor and move it out of the way. And then I'm going to take my impact here and I'm going to get down in there and take those bolts loose. Now, some of them will stay in the cap, some of them won't. Then you should be able to, at this point, pop your cap right off, like so. Okay. And it will set, if you want to set it gently up like this. And try to find a good place to lay it. Alright guys, now you can see the old ignition module. It's loose right now. I reached down in there with my impact and went ahead and loosened that up, made it finger tight because I didn't think you guys wanted to see that. So we're going to go ahead and start taking these out by hand. You can get them loose enough. Some of them may be corroded and tight. You just kind of have, it varies per application. And they are just like this. They're very small, 5.5 millimeter. That socket will do this entire job. Sorry for the pause. I had to make sure that I was telling you correctly. The other one is right over here on the other side. It's like that. Also, if you can help it, try to keep nuts, bolts, screws, everything away from that throttle body, because it will find its way in there if you drop it. You'll make the shot every time. So now that this is loose, just lift it just like this up and to the side. And I'm gonna have to reposition this so you guys can see. Unless, I think, there you go. There we go. You can see those trigger wires, okay? Those are the two little prongs on the back, alright? Mine are really janked up, and I got them kind of rigged to where they'll work, but on other applications, they are, it's a plug-in. Alright guys, now that we've got our ignition module nice and greased up, you want to put a generous amount on it. You don't want to take any chances. This one is exposed because I believe it is a ground. This positive is pretty much explaining this terminal here. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll get down here and we'll plug these two wires in. I'll try to keep my old head out of the way. You should go on just like so. Alright, now what we'll do is we will tuck that down around. And those wires are for the pickup coil. They allow it to read, the module to read where the coil's at. Just gotta get that situated there. Alright, lean down in here and try to find the screw holes. Screw holes are pretty accurate on getting things lined up. Let's see here. There we go. There's that one. All right. Yeah. We'll try to feel our way around and try to get this one in over here. Should be pretty lined up. This one gave me trouble the other night. I tried to take the old one out. It was all rusty and nasty, and I thought I could clean it up and put it back together and try that on for size, but I'll go ahead and take you off here and try to show you exactly where those screws actually go, if you can see that. Alright, now I reached down in there and got the other side tight already with this impact. And you don't want this to impact because it'll be extremely tight. You just kind of want to go, and if you have a adjustable trigger, you can just, you know, ease the trigger down. Some of them don't like that. You can also put this 5.5 millimeter socket on a ratchet as well and go hand tight, just like that. Alright, now we're going to plug our connectors in that I have lost down in the no man's land here. There we go. There's this one. Oh, it's giving me trouble now. Quit. Where's my other one? Where's my other guy? Nope, that isn't it. Where's he at? There we go. There's that guy. He'll go. Get in there. Okay. Well, that seems to be giving me trouble. Let me investigate here a little bit. Alright, I must not have been holding my mouth right, because I wouldn't put that on there. It slid right on. So I'm going to go ahead and reroute this wire. Somehow in the midst of doing this so many times, it's gotten twisted around and put in the wrong spot. That booger is still just not wanting to go. Come on, would you? Well, hold on. 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. Now that these are back together, what I was doing wrong, I was trying to go in too straight. It is at a slight angle, so it was kind of wanting to go upward, kind of like that. Slid right in. Alright, now we're to the part where we want to get this part of the distributor right here. We want to get that distributor right in that groove on the ignition module right here. You see it right there. If you don't, it could cause the rotor bug to spin around and hit the prongs for the spark plugs, and it could definitely do damage and tear stuff up. So we're going to go ahead and try to fight this booger on, and it will fight you the entire way. Oh, I realize now why I had that running under that wire. See, all about learning. All about learning. There we go. Now we won't have that issue, I don't think. Slide this booger on there just like that. And come around to this side and make sure that it slides on over that ignition module, just like so. There we go. Alright, and we just want to do the same thing. We want to easily run these screws down, just like so. And you will see the distributor go down a little bit because it goes into like a rubber seal. Alright. Alright. Now, let's hook up our coil pack wire here. Let's move it around, get it put in, and hook up our, well, I think that might be number 1. Could be wrong. Been wrong before. So, all that buttoned up as such. Now we can start putting everything back together. Now, I will say that on some models, I've got this siliconed into my tray, and I did that just to kind of make a airtight seal. I tried down the bottom too, and this is what I ended up with. That's going to end up getting in my engine. So, like I just mentioned, lesson learned. So every time I get into this thing, I usually pick off a little bit of it. Alright, now let's get this thing positioned right over the intake here. There we go. And we'll slide our hose back on. Just slicker than this, like that. Make sure that's all connected. Alright, and then we will put our air cleaner back on. And like I said, this is a different style of air cleaner. It's not really meant for this truck, but it's what I got. And as usual, I do not know exactly where I put the nut to put that back on. It's right here. Alright, now press that down, give it some resistance. Grab any tool that you put up here, up high, grab it, go ahead and move it to an easy location to reach, because once you climb out of here, you won't be able to reach it. Clean that up. Put that there. Alright. Now, alright guys, now we're back in front of the truck. This is essentially what we removed, and it was in awful shape. Rust. I did clean it up the other night, and as you can tell, like it's really bad. I don't know if it'll focus or not because of that tree in the background, but it was completely screwed up, messed up, not good. Whatever it is that's in these, I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm thinking that this video might not be over yet. We might try to split it with the Dremel, and we might try to see what's in here. But anyway, I'll quit keeping you guys waiting. We'll go ahead and make sure all our tools are out of the way, and we'll try to give her a fire. Alright guys, we're gonna get the old girl. See if she'll start. Oh man, goodness. Alright. Sure it's in neutral. Neutral safety switch does still work, believe it or not. But sorry about that if that was loud. Lead cycle. And we'll give her a heck. Ooh, she tried. It did not fix the issue. Alright. Well, back to the drawing board. Alright guys. Never did get her to start. I'm going to dig a little harder. Maybe those wires on the underneath side of that distributor somehow for the pickup coil, maybe they got some kind of corrosion on them or something. I'm going to dig a little harder and keep you guys posted. But anyway, as always, thanks a lot for watching, and tune back in to try to see if I can get this baby cranked up.